Yeah. Yeah, a very delicate transmission from your friends at the Soulfolks think tank. Music City, Tennessee to Manchester.
R.A.P. Ferreira, welcome to Manchester.
Peace, bro.
So this is your 32nd tour.
Indeed.
Fourth or fifth time in the UK. Welcome back. Does it give you a different perspective, being on tour, being outside of America specifically?
For sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what that perspective is, but it's definitely different. I've seen some stuff and try to bring it home and, you know, I don't know, bring back some knowledge to my community, I guess. But yeah, I've seen some shit.
And today is the 11th of August. It's the 50th anniversary of Kool Herc's party for his sister. How far away do you think we are removed from that now? Do you feel an affinity to that kind of 50th birthday celebration? Or has hip hop evolved and kind of gone in so many different directions that it's such a different beast now? What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's cool. I think that's cool. 50th anniversary is cool. I think it seems like it's obviously tied into making money, which is fine. People should make money. But hip hop existed before that party. You know what I'm saying? So to me, again, that's dope to commemorate that and say 50th. And maybe hip hop's birthday, maybe is that. But rapping, I guess we could say, is much older than that moment. And that's kind of what I'm trying to tap into. I have a great respect and affinity for that. But my conception of rap is bigger than that.
Gates open and close, the stage is set, play a role. Recite your lines and reload, but keep it funky though. The Rolling Stone on the road, all our sources in code. There's some things you can't know, but you can feel them, no. The itching to grow, shimmer, reflect. The light glow on the steps, the mothership on our heads. One tumbles ahead, another brick in the red. Pressure sticks to the ribs, another domino.
And you started incorporating instrument, the guitar, recently, last couple of years. But I think that's kind of tied into a greater kind of journey for you and looking back at kind of the roots of black music. And I think you talked about, you know, way before it was a business and there were white business interests involved and sort of thing. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey with that and whether the guitar reflects that? Yeah,
so with COVID and that time off, I was able to kind of reflect on my life and my job in a way I hadn't been able to do because I stay on the road touring to make ends meet. And so being at home, I was really just taken with what is my job? What is rapping? And how can I be better at it? How can I be more honest with it? Where does it go? And even the type of rap I do, for many years, I would get on stage myself in a 404. And so I was interested in where did that kind of come from? And is that like the singer-songwriter, you know, rap's equivalent to whatever the person in their guitar? And so the more I did my research, the more I realized this kind of setup has always been the case. And I kind of felt like maybe something in me was trying to express itself with, you know, modern tools. As I got older, I was able to realize, like, I think I always wanted to play guitar.
I got a father in Beulah land, yeah, outshine the sun. I got a father in Beulah land, yeah, outshine the sun. I got a father in Beulah land, yeah, outshine the sun. Way beyond that.
I didn't grow up in a musical family. I didn't know anybody who owned a guitar until I was 20. Like that wasn't in my community like that. But computers were, and you know, so again, hip hop was near me. But now that I'm a professional musician, I had to be more responsible, I think, with what my focus was. So yeah, I hit up this brilliant blues man that I've been blessed to know since I was a child, Samuel James, and told him that I kind of feel like there's a big part missing in my kung fu right now, and it's messing with me.
Yeah. Why don't you go to Beulah land, you will outshine the sun. Why don't you go to Beulah land, you will outshine the sun. Why don't you go to Beulah land, so you outshine the sun. Way beyond that sky.
I don't know the blues how I think I do. I mean, I feel them, and of course lots of black poets will call what they do the blues, and that's valid. But I didn't know the forms. I didn't know notes. I didn't know anything. I didn't know the ancient words, and I needed to be able to do my job as a rapper better. So I've spent the last 2.5 years every Friday doing a lesson with this man. And even when I'm on tour, we get on the Zoom and we do the lesson. Today I probably won't, because I'm doing this with you, but it's about this time.
Wow.
Yeah, when I do my lesson every Friday. And just learning, man, I think I'm at like 130 songs that are like over 100 years old. And again, as a songwriter, what that's doing for me rap-wise and how that's setting me free to be so acquainted with, you know, these are the first free black people who are able to write songs. These songs that I'm learning from an elder black man. Not that he's old, but he's older than me, so I want to refer to him with respect. And again, just seeing common threads and common images and, you know, metaphors and stuff, and be like, oh, that's where we get this from in rap. And that empowers you to be a little more free with your stuff, because you know where it's come from. You can kind of know where it's gonna go.
Rocks and gravel to make a real good road. Rocks and gravel to make a real good road.
So that kind of connection or reconnection to your roots, how does that play into kind of like breaking apart?
I wanna contest, like, my roots are hip hop. You know, I'm born in 1992. My uncle, Nizam, is the first rapper I ever met. I seen him rapping in ciphers and stuff when I was 5 years old. He bring me to the studio, all of that. My roots are hip hop, you know, and rapping. But as I got older and realized what that meant, and kind of the imaginary genre walls that had been built by industry, then I could open it up. And so it's like, I don't want to say blues is necessarily my roots. It's like, it's even more than that. It's like, it's the air, you know, it's the water. Like it's the thing that hip hop can even exist in, literally. Like the roads that I've traveled for so many years selling my raps, I'm learning like, wow, great blues people traveled these roads.
Going to Louisiana and you know we waterbound, yeah.
All this stuff that I'm thinking is novel and new to me. People have done this for over, I mean, Blind Lemon Jefferson was a black man in the 20s who had his own car with a driver. You know, again, a certain level of freedom that I'm thinking, because of Rubia and stuff, oh, this is novel and new, and I'm learning like, no, this is ancient. And I'm traveling these pathways because I've been called to do so. And I had to put that work in to really be more familiar with that, and again, be able to read the map better with my homies and know like, all right, we could work it like this. And even valuing our art, you know, at a higher price because we know our history.
Do you feel elevated in terms of knowledge, in a sense of coming out of the rigidity of what some people perceive hip hop to be, which is, say, Kurt Cobain talked about rock music being verse, chorus, verse, and some people talk about hip hop as, you know, your beat and your raps, and there's certain structure within those things, and the commercialization of that has taken it to a level which is different in the past few years. Do you feel like you're seeing genres break down and the lack of a need?
Genre been broke down. I don't think it's rigid to say a beat and a rap. I think the whole universe is a beat and a rap. But what can be rigid for me is the rhythm of the computer. And that's been the tough part, and the illuminating part about learning the blues and playing guitar is learning my rhythm, my natural rhythm. And that's different than the computers. And because I'm coming in from hip hop, where I can set the BPM, I can put the measures, boop, boop, boop. Every time the snare is gonna hit like this, or whatever, we could be J Dilla about it, make it a funny snare. But even J Dilla's snares are gonna hit in the funny place every time because it's a computer.
So it's like risk, there's more risk now.
Well, no human being can hit it every single time the same way. That's just not what humans do. So being so acquainted with the beat, where it's like, all right, we go play the beat and you rap, and now it's like, wait a second, I have to play the music and I have to accompany myself. I have to be more in tune with what my rhythm is. I can't hit every single time, especially if I'm talking and singing. It's just gonna move slightly. And that's where it gets like really fun. And I think with rap, I had never experienced that because again, the computer doesn't yield, the sampler doesn't, you know, it's on track. And that, I used to be like, man, that I'm getting really free, right? Like the beat is anchoring me and I'm doing all this exploration over here. And with guitar, it's like nothing's anchored. We just floating. And that's been a game changer. Yeah, in that way. But as for the genre and industry type stuff, I don't know, I just kind of ignore it. I make what I like to hear, and that's the compass. You know, if I like this song, then I'm gonna put it out.
Well, as someone who runs, so we've got the label, Yacht, and we've got Soulfolks, which is a record shop which is now in Nashville, where you're now based, and is an artist, and also cultivates artists. And also in a minute we'll talk about the further community. And something like Spotify, wherever you're streaming music, or Bandcamp. So if I want to go to Bandcamp, I might hit a genre, and the algorithm will take me places. Say a new artist coming to your label, or that you're going to kind of sell in the shop. Are you trapped by genre?
No, so that's a good question. In my shop, we only have 2 categories, which is old and new. And that's how everything is in my shop. The tapes are sorted old and new. The records are sorted old and new. You got to do the rest of that on your own. I don't know what genre really is, and the more I listen to music and the more I make music, the more I'm like, I don't know what genre is. I don't know what that means, and I don't know why an artist would set about to prescribe what they're finna do. That just seems crazy to me.
I guess sometimes fear.
I used to do that myself. When I was younger, you know, I'd be like really like, I'm gonna describe what I'm making, and I was like, why wouldn't you just make it? Why would I want to be good at telling you about it and not showing you? And I think too, like you said, the internet is programming us, kind of, is disciplining us, and it's making you, like you said, you go on Bandcamp, you look by genre, and then you go to a record store and you want that kind of same thing, and it's like, nah, call it an adventure, dig around, find something in here. And again, what I think might be special about this record, which is ultimately what I'm gonna say is its genre, might be different than what you think. And I want to have those conversations. When we're saying this is the label, then we're getting into arguments over definitions instead of having just a conversation about something we both love. So for me as an artist, it's been very freeing to just say new and old. And all that means is old is somebody else owned it. Not old like any date beyond that, but just used.
Okay.
Yeah, so just used and still shrink wrapped is basically the only categories we got.
I love that.
Yep, that's all.
Okay. So to finish off, tell me about the Beat Invitational, because I know this is not something that is, I'm thinking about you as a community reach out kind of person. You know, you've done that, you've come up yourself, you've had people reach out to you, you've been cultivated, now you're cultivating, you've got the label. The shop, I imagine, is part of that. So could you explain to me how the shop and the Invitational kind of link up and what that looks like?
Thanks, man. Just thanks for knowing so much about what we're into and doing.
I love it.
Appreciate it, G. So the shop is kind of our outreach and our portal where if you wanted to know anyone in Yacht or more about us, you could come to the shop if you're a real weirdo and find out. And it's also a way for me as a hip hop musician. You know, we make beats, we sample, we go on tour, you buy a lot of records. I have a lot of records that I'm never gonna play again. I already flipped it or did my thing.
Okay.
So the record shop becomes a way to get new stuff in and to get stuff out.
Okay.
As well as keep all our stuff in one place on sale in a pretty way. But really it's about being able to constantly have new stuff to sample coming in. And like, you know, with the Beat Invitational, we had over 50 beat makers, but the next day, you know, some of the ones that we were rocking with, we tapped to come in, and we did a 10-hour session with Illingsworth, Kenny Siegel, your boy Pax, you know, Vastness, Randall Bravery. And it's sick to literally close the shop and see the homies just digging in like, oh, let's flip this. And then going to the back of the shop, and I'm watching Kenny and Illingsworth make a beat, and I'm thinking, why don't any other rapper do this?
Yeah.
You know, and so the shop has become just that real point of connection for us with the public. Not that we got any beef with bars, but it just, there's something very peasant, very slave about only doing your music in establishments that white people own and the alcohol is being sold at on a stage you didn't design, whatever. There's just something after, again, over a decade doing that, it's kind of boring to me. I'd rather play, you know, a church. I'd rather play a record store. I'd rather play a Chinese buffet, for real. And so that's kind of what we're getting into. The Beat Invitational connects into that also because it's kind of a recruitment tool. And just finding people who are really dope.
Because you have double that amount of people applying. Oh, but you can only fit half.
Yeah. And next year I'm gonna add another stage. Travel. Yeah, they travel from all over. Actually, you just mentioned Chile. Cat travel from Chile, Australia, Mexico City, all over, dog. Because a lot of people don't get a chance to do this. And especially in a positive environment, it's not a competition. Everybody is gonna big you up. You know, if you're on the bill, you're already dope. I listen to every single person and put them on the bill myself. I tell you you're dope. So you don't even have to worry about that. You just get to come and meet other people who are dope and hang out. And that's a big deal for us, of just creating places that feel like a natural place rap is occurring. And it isn't such a, again, it was free, you know. It's not such a money-driving endeavor. It was all ages. Next year I want to add a stage, and I would love to not have to cut anybody. You know, because if you know about our shit and you're sending something in, you're probably a weirdo. And to me, that's what makes somebody dope. If you're strange and doing your own thing, I'm already interested and want to hear more. So yeah, hopefully next year we don't have to cut anybody.
Okay. Onwards and upwards.
Oh, bro, yeah.
Enjoy the show tonight.
Thanks.
The rest of the tour.
Thank you
very much for coming to Low 4 and doing this.
Appreciate it.
In Manchester. Nice one. Take it easy.
Bang, bang, go to blacksmith, hammer again. Bang, bang, go to blacksmith, hammer again. Bang, bang. Real Ogun energy. Bang, bang, real Ferreira energy. Bang, bang. Peace to all indigenous persons on this planet. Peace, peace, peace.